So we keep going on with the deep roads and eventually meet up with Branka.
What was that?
Oh, just the unnecessary visual portrayal of showcasing that you're in a game and that you can only advance further. Apparently Branka can summon metal sheets that can barricade us in here. And we learn that Branka caused the broodmother to be created from her men so it could produce offspring that they could then hit all the traps in front of her in request for the Anvil of the Void. That's just weird. There must be some insanely crazy, complex, and innumerable number of traps for her to go to such extremes, and there's really no explanation why entire organic targets are needed instead of lots of rocks or having lots of really good trap diffusers. It's ridiculous to the point of obscenity. So Branka is clearly a single-minded person looking for the anvil. She then just walks off from her ledge, which we can't climb up to.
When you reach for greatness, there are sacrifices. As many sacrifices as are needed. Most of them were dying of the taint already. But some of the women were transforming. I knew what they would become. There would be an endless supply, fresh, dark spawn to test the traps. They could still serve me. Let me find the anvil. It was the only way.
Again, how bad and crazy are these traps that you specifically needed cannon fodder in the form of darkspawn babies? The level of insanity has to match the level of reality this person faced. If the game doesn't show that, then Branka will be seen as a lunatic. We also have to know how these creatures were corralled into going into a specific direction that Branka wanted them to go into. Communicating with Darkspawn would be another interesting reveal in the story. Eventually we find a chamber filled with poisonous gas where golems wake up and try to kill us. Okay, that's a pretty big trap, but does it warrant needing all kinds of Darkspawn? Perhaps, but it doesn't seem to have been touched, so were the Darkspawn even used here? We come across another trap room filled with golems, but now we can actually disable some traps that spawn blades. Then there's this weird spirit-spinning mask trap, which is extremely intricate and has 4 miniature anvils that constantly spawn spirits that would require some degree of intelligence to understand how to defeat it. We can only assume Branka never made it this far, let alone past the first 2 traps, since golems don't respawn, which implies she's just a lunatic. This is bad because the setup of the broodmother seems to be entirely for shock value, with a minor exposition into the explanation of the formation of the Darkspawn army. Branka unwittingly did that, with a poor excuse for her obsession of finding the anvil. If she was serious about finding the anvil, she would still be seen as mad and one-sided, but would have changed her tactics accordingly to solve each trap, like accepting someone like you to come by and solve these problems for her, since she didn't or wouldn't know how, and wouldn't put herself at risk, which technically is what happens, but not by her design or her nefarious planning. She's just crazy and stupid, and we're the coincidence. So we discover Caridin, who's this giant golem. Unlike Branka, Caridin asked volunteers to use their lives to be put into stone golems until the king ordered all sorts of people to be turned into golems. So for some reason, Caridin couldn't destroy the anvil himself, even though he's a powerful giant golem. So it turns to us to make this choice decided with either Branka or Caridin. Morrigan, of course, likes power and thinks we should not destroy it, and when we ask her if she wants to be a golem...
Have you no desire to discover this anvil's potential? It is a marvel, a tool of creation. You could rival the maker himself with this instrument. If you destroy the anvil, I swear you will regret it. You would not dare. I would rather not find out. Fine. Destroy it if it pleases you.
Thank you, stranger. Your compassion shames me.
So talking to Morrigan and getting her to back down is answer enough for Caridin to see that that's what we accepted. We just convince our witch powermonger person and the world responds. So Branka has a control rod and starts controlling the golems around us, so we kill them all. So Caridin gives us a boon, and he's going to make us a crown for the king of our choice. But Branka's dead now, so we don't have any say aside from us returning a crown by Caridin, whatever value that means to the dwarven people. I mean, technically he is still a paragon, so I guess that's okay, but the choice is ultimately ours. The problem with this scene is he's using the Anvil of the Void to make the crown. If he can go near it and touch it and hit stuff with it, why can't he simply destroy it? Or if he can't destroy it, Then why not just pick up the anvil and toss it in the lava? If you can't do that, then why not just destroy the platform it's on? It's just a big rock one, right? Then there's this 4-part cutscene with ominous music with him building the crown. Why is this a dramatic scene? He's making a crown. Whoop-de-doo-dah. So we go up to the anvil, we pick up a small hammer next to it, we hit it once, and it explodes. It's an anvil. It's designed to withstand hammer impacts. The hell is going on here? Could maybe the game have chosen another method of destroying this anvil? This is really stupid. So Caridin just comically swan dives into the lava when he could have done this at any time along with the anvil. This whole scenario is just comically silly. We have 2 dead insane people who didn't know how to find or hit an anvil properly, who are apparently master smiths. So the crown Caridin made amazingly just fits on whoever we choose. I guess they never had a crown before, or this one is just obviously better. And the other dwarf doesn't seem to like that.
Would you let a surfacer decide the fate of the dwarves?
Watch out! They brought weapons!
And so did we, and so did you. So did everyone. So we have a nice parliamentary discussion, and King Zaid gives us the troops we want for fighting the Darkspawn on the surface. So now that there's a king, the badass Legion of the Dead leader is happy to be able to engage the Darkspawn fully, although this is exactly what we would want. He's stuck fighting Darkspawn underground, so we don't actually get him on the surface. Then there's this beautiful exchange between Morrigan and Alistair.
You do not truly think I look as my mother does, do you?
Have you really been thinking about that all this time?
I am simply curious.
And not insecure in the slightest, I'm sure.
I think I look nothing like her.
I don't know. Give it a few hundred years and it'll be a spot-on match.
I said that I look nothing like her.
All right, got it. Totally different. I see that now.
This just makes me wonder why she's not the main character. Anyway, back to the plot. So, after being waylaid by Darkspawn and forced to defend ourselves, Wynne collapses. We talk to Morrigan back at camp, and she wants to kill her mom because she thinks her mom is going to transfer her consciousness into her. We face Flemmeth, and we all agree it's wise to trick Morrigan into saying we killed her.
It's far easier this way, don't you think? The lies are always more fun.
Yes, fun. Tricking Morgan. Oh, who am I kidding? That does sound fun. I'm a bad man.
A tangled web you weave, Warden. I hope it's for good cause.
The book is inside the hut.
Flemmeth also says this.
You and I will not meet again. That I guarantee.
We talk to Wynne and find a spirit is keeping her alive, and the spirit is slowly weakening. We get into another random encounter, get lit on fire by a Darkspawn, and then Wynne comes by and casts group heal, and off we go to the races. We find out she can summon the power of spirit more, but it'll drain the spirit if we do that. So after all this random talk about spirits and magic, we decide it's about time to go talk to some elves.